Oh man, you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh man, we finally got this right. This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next? Hey, I got this new setup.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come to LA with it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I can't wait till you come back.
You gotta lower it a little bit. At this time,
You gotta stay a little bit. You gotta stay a little bit so I can take you out and show you some things.
I need to. Episode 123.
Yo, it feel like 95.
You know, I used to do this thing.
That's your own side effect.
I used to do this thing from episodes 1 to like what was that, 28? Nah, 1 to about 55. Where I used to front like I could hear the music in my headphones from the mixer.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got this new device, this Rodecaster, man, it made everything so interactive.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to front as much lately. The music is, I just muted the music right now.
The growth is real. That's all. That's what it's about.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
That is a fact.
Houston, Texas. Welcome back to episode 123 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. That's WHATS, no apostrophe, NEXT, exclamation, question mark. How you doing?
No apostrophe.
No apostrophe. I think that was why my podcast wasn't getting searched, because maybe people didn't know how to spell it.
Yes. So let them know.
This is episode 123, and first of many. Houston, Texas. If you we finally got this right. The visual is here. See Asia.
Finally.
You see Asia, you see myself, and man, I can't think of so many episodes went to waste. Not necessarily went to waste, but couldn't see the visual aspect of things, which really adds to a podcast as well.
It does add to it. I ain't gonna lie. They do. They do.
And it was one of those things where the one we did with the t-shirts for us, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Well, I was just like, nah, I can't keep messing over my homie like that. Let me just go ahead and go ahead and put a picture up there for myself. I'll put a picture next to hers. It ain't fair to see one of us and not both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I appreciate that, and you made it work.
No doubt. Yo, before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
Okay. So, I am Ajia Munns. You can find me nearly everywhere. Not TikTok, not Snapchat, but everywhere else. Ajia Munns. AJIA MUNNS. It's pronounced like the continent, but not spelled that way. So.
Okay. Can you hear
Follow me.
John Ross Dike II, founder of Still Visionary Inc. and creator of the What's Next.
Go to my link tree.
Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Listen, I'm John Ross Dike I, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. John Ross Dike is _visionary. Also, the What's Next pod _ to my right, shop stillvisionary.com/merch.
Get your merch.
Listen, man, it's so good to have you back on the podcast.
Yes, it's good to be here.
You know what I'm saying?
Am I the only guest that's been on here repeatedly this many times?
One of them. But you're
one of them.
You're pretty much a staple on this podcast.
I mean, I love being here. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I just gotta be here.
Listen, I'm thinking, am I really gonna go through 2021 and not have Ajia on the podcast? And I'm thinking to myself,
no, that wouldn't be right.
Thank you. So I'm just like, I gotta figure this out. And shout out to my man. He put me down with some stuff to be able to go to do it over the phone and over Zoom and stuff like that. Because Zoom at first wasn't working. I mean, I had the iMac camera, I had the iPhone camera. It just wasn't working at first. So It's good to have you back here on the
Good to be here.
podcast. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm living life.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying life. I'm relaxing a little bit more and taking in accomplishments. You know what I mean? And I'm good. I'm in a really good space.
Good.
And I appreciate that. I'm grateful.
Good.
How are you?
I'm I feel pressed for time.
Why?
Well, this is year 7. Episode 122
Yeah.
was about my 7th year in education. And you
I
let
heard
some
it.
things go and
Yeah.
you keep thinking, okay, I can let that go. You can breathe. I feel good.
Yeah.
I let it go. It was I wouldn't say it was an anchor, but it was one of those things where you kind of felt like you needed it. Like it was a part of you,
Yeah.
this money you're letting go, where's the money going to come from? So I let go of volleyball, and now I'm trying to think of what I'm going to let go next, because I want to get to that silver screen. That is the goal for me.
Yeah. Because you're making room, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And so I just been, I walk the hallways of school and I'm thinking, man, can I really let it go? Because, it's been so much of my life. Imagine you say, hey, I'm going to let go of acting. Of course, I'd be calling your phone like, nah, you can't do that. Not before we record this project. Why would you sound like that? Why would you sound like that?
The thought of letting acting go it's a thought I've actually had before. But it's a scary thought because I always think to myself, well, what else would I do? And be happy. And I can never figure out anything. You know what I mean? Even if I'm like, just be a mother. Because I do want to be a mother. But if I'm honest, that's not a total fulfillment for me.
Right.
It's not. And for some women, it is. Like my little sister, being a mother is like almost her calling. But not me. You know what I mean?
Not you yet. Not you yet. Yeah.
Yes. It's a part of me of what I want in my life for sure. But it's not all I want,
Right. Right. Listen, man, I've said it in every episode. You make LA look like Wonderland. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, man, that LA, man, the sun be hitting your skin so radiantly. You be
I've been out and about lately. I have been out and about.
Oh man, I'm scared. I can't do that. I can't be out and about like that.
I know, and LA not even fully opened up. We still have masks. We still, it's still kind of retarded. I mean, not retarded. Let me not use that word. It's still kind of
crazy.
Not crazy, not normal, the new normal, all that. So I'm not liking that, but I'm still trying to enjoy myself.
Right. Right.
For my own personal journey.
Right.
Outside of what the world is going through.
Right. Listen, a lot of things in store. You booked a national commercial. Congratulations. I can't wait to see it. You started GEMINAE Productions.
Yes.
Congratulations. I can't wait to
Thank
be a
you.
part of it.
Germaine Productions.
Germaine,
Thank
I'm sorry.
you.
I said GEMINAE. I'm
Yes.
tripping.
Because it's spelled kind of like that.
Say it again. Germaine.
Germaine.
Germaine. You started Germaine Productions, and
Yes.
I can't wait to be a part of that. Right.
Yes. I can't wait.
Listen, you got to define yourself in one word.
Oh, if I had to define myself in one word, what a hard task. I would say majestic.
Majestic. Why?
And because I think about this lady named Eleanor Dussault, right? Dussault. And she was an actress and in Europe, I believe. I can't remember the country, but anyway, back in the day, back before theater had directors, like the director was like kind of last on the scene as far as the acting team work that you need to produce something. So when I think of myself, I think of what I read about her. Someone said that they went up to her because her acting was so great. She was able to make herself blush on command. And they came up to her and they said, "You are like 10 different women." It's not an accurate quote, but like go with the story. They're like, "You're like 10 different women." Mm-hmm. And she says, "I'm 50 different women." And her response, she said in such a way as the person is quoting her and recanting her story that I read about. They said she said it in such a way that you knew she knew herself deeply beyond what anybody could ever articulate or call or put onto her. And they called her the mystic on stage, the majestic on stage. And when I read about her, I felt such a connection because that's how I feel about myself. Like I know myself so deeply that just when someone thinks they figured me out, there's another element. There's another part of me that I'm sharing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I would choose that word.
Okay.
What's your one word? I'm curious.
Oh man.
Conqueror, overcomer.
Right now, I would say.
Right now.
I would say. I don't know. I ask that question all the time, and I never really prepare myself to be asked that question. But I would say, determined. Listen.
I would say that too. About you.
You did episode 28 of my podcast, right?
Which was a great episode. Go back and listen if you have not listened.
You did episode 28 of my podcast. That was the first time that I was in Los Angeles, California. I say that a lot between our podcasts. I went back and listened to episode 28. I listened to episode 59. I listened to recently. I listened to the T-shirt episode. So I listened to our episodes a lot. You were the first episode over the phone when I got the Rodecaster, right?
Oh yeah.
You are the first episode over Zoom, right? And like I say, you are a cornerstone, right?
The first to do the travel. Oh no, I wasn't the first to do the travel because you went to New York, right?
No, I did.
But did you do a podcast in New York?
No, I did it. I did the podcast in Dallas, but I mean that's home. That's I could drive home. I could drive to Dallas and drive back.
That's still Texas.
Right. I had to switch time zones.
First one out of state.
Yes. First one out of state. And so when I said, hey, you know what? After episode 59, and I was just like, listen, it was such a great episode. Innovative was the name of the episode. It was such a great episode.
Yeah, that was good.
We premiered on my platform. We premiered Rise Kings, right?
Yeah. Which my sister loves that. My sister, the whole clubhouse have heard Rise Kings.
Right.
Like she just recites it all the time. It's so crazy.
Your sister,
it's
who?
Beautiful.
Like somebody you
Natalie,
know?
my little sister. My blood sister,
this
Natalie.
Is your blood? Okay. Cool. And so, pardon me. So we did another episode after that. You're up next, and I tried to work with the visual. I tried to make it all work, and it just was like it was stressful. I couldn't get it. We did another one after that, and I said I'm determined, right, to make sure that I'm determined to make sure that Asia finally gets a visual in this virtual podcasting thing that I want to do with a couple of people across the states. So,
say it across the world, maybe even
across the world.
He was about to say, so come on. Somebody in Cape Town may need to be on. Like, come on.
That would be so live. That would be
that would be dope.
Right. So I'm just determined. I'm determined to fix it, make it happen. You know. Even so, last week I took my first headshots in a long time. Actors headshots.
How'd that go?
It was great. I can't wait to put them out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't wait to see them.
I was looking at your page.
And critique them.
Maybe I should send it to you first. I was looking at your page. I was looking at my homeboy's page for y'all positions. Remember, I texted you and asked you a couple of questions as to what do I need to do, what do I need to wear, and stuff like that. So, you know, I took my first headshots in a long time, and I'm just determined to try to, you know, before I get to 40. I'm not there yet. Don't crack on me.
You're close though.
I'm not close. How would you define close?
A year or two.
See,
a year or two.
I'm not a year or two away. I'll be 37. I'll be 37 in on the 18th of September.
Dang, I know. But wait, you miss Virgo season, or are you a Virgo?
I'm a Virgo. We're in Virgo season right now. Labor Day weekend.
I know. Nas is a Virgo.
Yeah, of course. September 14th.
So I forgot you were Virgo as well.
Of course. Okay. The real one, the real kind.
Look, that's why we get along, because a Pisces is like it's a water sign, and water needs earth to balance it. So that's why we get along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I ain't never, you know, I was in a clubhouse room one time. It was Can't Live Without a Virgo, something like that, part 3 or whatever. And you know, people were saying,
okay.
Why you make that face? Why you do that?
Okay. Pisces is the best sign. Everyone knows that, but okay.
Listen, but the group on there was Can't Live Without a Virgo 3, right? And I was astonished that people were like, man, my water is this, and my earth is this, and my circular. I was like, what are y'all talking about? What is all of this?
Rising, earth, the moon. So, yeah, I know.
So
Venus is that I know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm a Virgo. September 18th.
So what you gonna do for your birthday?
I don't know. Probably go to dinner with my wife, chill.
Yeah.
You know, we not finna, you know, I'm not finna, you know, party. I see people partying and I be too paranoid, man. I be wearing my mask everywhere. You know, I'm at home now, so I got it.
Yeah, but I don't want you to be paranoid or to be in fear.
Yeah, true.
Don't be.
I never
but
had
anyway.
I never had COVID.
No, I haven't either.
Good.
I haven't either. Yeah.
Anyway, what?
Anyway, I love your wife being on the podcast.
Do you?
Like, it was time. Yes. Yeah. I just love the love energy. I love the energy of when you know somebody, you can just say whatever to them, and it's like you still love them. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can be honest with them, and you can disagree. And there was some parts where I was like, she don't get what he's saying. And then she was trying to get through to you. It was just it was good. It was funny.
Listen, the last episode we did together, I had to we didn't air it. She was like, I don't like it. I was like, all you got to say is you don't want it out. Because I was like, nah, love, I'm not going to let you. Nah. We get on the podcast a lot, and then you start to say that, and I'm like, nah. I don't want that narrative to go out like that. And so I just scrapped it. I still got it. I ain't edited it, but I still got it.
But that's cool, though. If she didn't want it out, you know what I mean? You got to honor that. That's your wife.
No doubt. So, this national commercial, walk me through it. Tell me about it.
So, I don't know if I'm supposed to, how much I'm supposed to share. Yeah. I really don't know. I didn't sign a non-disclosure, so it's not something super secretive. So I'm going to just tell you as much as I can. Right.
No doubt.
And if I don't end up being in the commercial because of this,
don't use no names.
I'm gonna blame you. Not just like no, I'm gonna just tell you as much as possible. So the crazy thing is, all year I've been getting auditions. All year, like TV auditions, Netflix. I've been getting commercial auditions, hella auditions, and last year, when people were saying like, "Oh, it's slow, I'm not getting anything," I'm like looking around like, "Dang!" But I'm still auditioning out here, you know?
Right.
And I was so thankful, but I hadn't booked anything yet. And then so I was getting hella frustrated. Why are you looking down?
No, no, go ahead. Listen, go talk. You know, I gotta be somewhere.
Anyway.
Why you gotta check me on my podcast? Go ahead.
That's what family do. So anyway, so I hadn't booked anything. So I was like, damn. So I was getting hella frustrated, and I started kind of not caring. Like, I would still do them, but I was like, oh, here we go. I'm like going through the motions of it. Mm-hmm. And then, all of a sudden they're like, you got a callback, which I'm like, great. I get callbacks too. Not all the time, but often. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, this got me back in like the mood. Then they was like, all right, now you on a veil. And avail means like you're available. It's between two people. Like they want to make sure you're on the veil. So no trip, don't do anything. You're on the veil. So I'm like, dang, I'm on the veil. All right. I'm kind of getting excited, but I'm just trying to manage the thing. And then my email goes off from my manager and my commercial agent at the same time. Congratulations is the head. And I knew it. The subject line. And I knew it. They was like, congratulations. And then I get a call from my manager. He was like, you earned this. I told you was next up. I told you that. He was like, congratulations. You've been working hard. He was like, this is the big one. And I said, I know it's a national. It's a national. He was like, yeah, this is a big one. And then so I looked on the list. I'm reading the email. And then the emails are just coming through from the production person say, okay, this is when the fitting is. And it just started rolling. So then I just started being in the work of it. And then I don't know when it happened. I can't even remember. And that's crazy. Maybe I think it was from telling somebody else where it kind of set in like, damn, I booked a national commercial out of hundreds of thousands of people. I got it. Like, damn, hard work pays off. Damn, dreams do come true. Damn, they wanted me. Damn, I earned this. Good job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Good job, Asia. You know what I mean? I had to even tell myself, good job. You are capable. You did this.
Right.
So I'm so excited. So it's going to be on ESPN.
Okay.
And it's an NFL commercial.
Good shit.
So check me out.
Good shit.
I know.
When is it dropping? Mm-hmm. You've already recorded it.
I don't know yet. Yeah, it's done. I already got paid for it. I already recorded it. Now it just has to air.
Right.
And the even bigger thing is it's a principal role. It's 4 of us that got cast as the principal. So, if for all those that don't know what that means, that's not a part of the acting world. Principal means a speaking role. That means you're the lead of the commercial, so to speak. They don't call it the lead, they call it the principal. Lead is like a lead in a movie. But anyway, so it's a principal role, a speaking role, and that's an even bigger deal.
Have you been to that point where you were the last 1, 2, 3 people that were going to be called back and were denied?
Hell yeah. More times.
Talk to me about that.
More times than not.
Right. So
the thing is, I do so much self-work, so much meditation, and I do so much research on other actors. So the internet is too much on the internet now for anybody to not understand the game that they're getting into. So I came in understanding the game, understanding like this, you're going to get hella callbacks and nothing's going to happen. You're going to have hella auditions and sometimes you won't have. So I was prepared for whatever. And so when I go into an audition, I did the mental work to say, all right, let it go. And if it come back, it come back, just let it go on to the next, live your life, or go on to the next audition. If you don't have the next audition, go start living your life, because as an actress or an actor, living your life helps you in your roles. So you just got to let it go. And then when you get the call back, you go back, you reread everything, you go back into that energy that got you it in the first place. And then you bring more, you know what I mean? You bring that extra. So I was always prepared for that, mentally. And I worked hard on it, because I'm not saying it was easy. I worked hard on letting it go, not wanting it so bad, not overthinking about it. I worked hard on that. However, the time that I struggled the most is when I auditioned for Power. And I've mentioned this before. And it was a spinoff. It wasn't Power, but it's like Power Book this, Power Book that, so it was one of the spinoffs. And I auditioned for a good role, a reoccurring character. And I was so happy. I did extra. So I have my own home set up for, which I'm kind of in it, but not really. I don't have my backdrop. I don't have the extra lights. But anyway, so I have my own home setup that I do for taped auditions when I have to tape myself. But this time I was like, no, I'm going to one of my acting coaches who has an even better setup, who doesn't record on the phone, but records on a better camera,
right.
So right. I did everything and I paid him for it. I got coaching for it. normally sometimes I don't get coaching for auditions. Sometimes I do. It just depends on how big it is. It just depends on my budget. It depends on a lot. I got coaching for it. I feel like I was hella nervous, but I pushed through, and then I heard nothing back.
Right.
And I really wanted that because I was in love with the TV show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just really wanted it. It's no deeper than that. I just really wanted it. Right. And I heard nothing back. And that was the time where I kept replaying, well, I should have did this and I should have did that. Well, I think I did this wrong, like little stupid minor stuff. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have turned this way. I should have gave this type of profile. My jeans should have been tight. I don't feel like my butt was that big when I did, crazy thoughts that don't even fucking matter. I really had to because that one got me. Right. It got me. But yeah. There's been others that I auditioned for this TV show on Netflix called, what was it called? What's it called? It's about the devil and God being in the angels and all this stuff, but they all family. I forgot the name of the show. Anyway, I never watched the show before. I started watching to prepare for the audition. And that one, I was just like, oh, it'd be great to get this one, but whatever. Like, I wanted it, but whatever. I was able to throw it out. Like, if it happened, it happened. And it didn't. I didn't get a call back or I didn't get nothing back. And I was okay with it because I had already got it out of my mind and moved on to the next thing. I just couldn't do that one with the power. And sometimes I still think about it. Opportunities come.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, take me to the night before the big commercial, the national commercial. What was that preparation like? See, and the reason why I asked that is because I ain't never been there. And
right.
And that's part of the reason why, part of the reason why I get on your IG and I'm looking at your headshot pictures, and I get on my man's IG and I'm looking at his headshot pictures, and I just look at a couple of actors that I know because I never been there. Yeah. So it's hard to imagine what it looks like when you've never been. But for me, it's I'm grateful that I got people in these positions that kind of give me their experiences so I can kind of live through that, because it's been it's been eating at me. It's like, man, when are you gonna give it your full? When are you gonna try to really just jump in there and really kind of take the losses, get knocked over, get back up? When are you gonna struggle? You know what I'm saying, to survive? Not even, it's less of a struggle now.
Struggle to thrive.
Struggle to thrive. When are you going to actually get into the actor's shoes, wake up in the morning, and all you do is prepare for another role? All you do is try to go and audition, sit in classes and learn. When is it not going to be an afterthought? When is it going to be the number one priority for you, right? And so I sit with my man. I talk to my man all the time, and he's just like, listen. I said, man, are you working full-time? He said, the only full-time job I've ever had is that of an actor. I said, well, you better than me. You are better than me. What was the night before like?
Before I answer that, I just want to say to you, if you get serious about it, it will happen for you because you got it.
Right.
Look at what you do with your podcast. No matter what, you keep it going.
Right.
You have all the makings of greatness. Greatness is consistency and determination and the passion, getting up every day and doing it when you don't want to do it, sticking through to something, completing something. You have all the makings of greatness. You just have to choose to do it.
I appreciate
There's no time frame. You can do it at 60. You can do it at 10. You can do it. So that don't matter.
Right.
What matters is the choice.
Right.
So, okay. So the night before the commercial, number one, I made sure my hair was right. Because I don't know what curly hair person they have on, sometimes, they have the others doing your hair and they just don't know how to do Black people hair.
Right.
So I made sure my hair was right. I made sure that I had my products that, you know what I mean, for touch-ups, for whatever. So I was prepared in that way. And I said a prayer. And I couldn't tell nobody yet. I reread the email and prepared my bag because they asked that was for the fitting. But for the actual shoot, I had nothing to bring but myself and my curly hair products, which I love.
Right.
And I slept good. I slept good until about 4:00 in the morning when I woke up like, is it time to go yet? And I'm like, oh no, go back to sleep.
Oh man, I'm proud of you, man.
So, yeah,
I'm proud
thank
of you.
you. Thank
That's
you.
something I tell my man
Thank
too,
you.
man. It's not easy. It's not easy. I mean,
No, it's not.
I think about just being the best at whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? And it just takes a lot of preparation. It takes just
you know what I do? Not to cut you off,
No, go
I
ahead.
do all that I can do. I do all that I can do. I put my all into it. And that's all you have to do. But you make sure you do all you can do. You make sure you can do all you can do. You make sure you push past your limits if you can do that. You make sure you do and prepare to do all that you can do.
Right.
Learn yourself. Know that if you can run off 2 hours of sleep or 10, you need to know that about yourself, and don't play with yourself about it. And don't look at somebody else and they feel like, oh, I don't sleep. When I do the movies, If you need to sleep, then you need to not listen to nobody else. If you need to up your vitamins or up your diet, if you are more of a faster and you feel like you act better when on an empty stomach, know yourself. But do all what you can do. Prepare yourself to do all you can do. And then that's it. If you've done all you can do, then you can sleep well at night.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is it so difficult to get to that point?
To get to the point of booking something like a national commercial?
Yeah.
Or why is it difficult to get to the point where doing all you can do?
No. Well, you can answer both. Well, I like
All
to
right,
hear
I
both.
answer both.
Start off with the booking national commercial, or even just in the case of auditioning for Power and actually making it. Why is it so difficult to get to that point?
I know. It's even difficult to get the audition.
Right.
I'm crying about not booking it. There are people out there that are crying because they're not even getting the opportunity
Right.
to get in front of those people.
It's key.
So I am grateful. You
It's
know what I'm
key.
saying? I am. I think it's difficult because, okay, from personal experience, access to the right people, getting a agent or manager that can get you in the door.
Right.
Making those connections, genuine connections, where somebody can say, hey, they doing this, this, and this. You know what I mean? They're letting you know what's going on and who's shooting what. So that if you don't have the representation, then you can try to pitch yourself. Knowing which casting directors you need to, I don't want to say that you just need to be aware of and be comfortable with, and they need to know you, not suck up to or anything like that. But know if you need to go to their classes or their workshops, because that was one thing that I kind of did wrong. I've made friends. I have A-list actors who have been in their company, been at their house several times. And that is great, but they're not necessarily the ones that give you the opportunity. If I had to do it all over again, I would, from day one, be comfortable with the casting directors.
Right.
Get to know them and have them get to know me.
Right.
Follow them on Instagram. Take their workshops.
Right.
Because they're who you have access to, who can get you in the room, especially if you don't have representation.
Right.
And even if you do have representation, you still have to represent yourself. It's hard because you know how they say you have to break in to the industry. You do, because they don't want you. You have to break in. And there's no blueprint. That's why it's hard too. There's no blueprint. It's no like grad school, the undergrad, not the steps with undergrad and grad school, then doctor school. It's no step,
Yeah.
It's no 1, 2, 3, 4, you get there. It's no steps. We don't, as an actor, you don't know how to go about it. There's people that never took acting school. There's people say, first thing you need to do is get your training, which I say that, but there are people that say, no, I want to stay pure. I don't want anyone else's thoughts in my head. I want to stay pure, and I don't want to take any acting. Right. There's some people that say, you can't just take acting. You have to take acting, voice, dance. There's so much, excuse me. There's so much out there that has been said on what you should do, but nobody really knows.
Right.
No one really knows. And that's part of why it's so hard.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, why is it hard
to do all that you can do?
Yeah.
And that's being your best in the moment, in each moment. You know what I mean? Doing all you can do means being your best in each moment as you are. And doing all you can do is, sometimes when I was in college, I know I didn't do all I could do.
Right.
I know I missed the class because I just didn't want to get up. Because maybe I was partying in Houston in the big old major city,
Yeah.
just out and about.
Right.
But that wasn't doing all I can do. It wasn't. I know I didn't study the hardest. I know when you was tutoring me in math, we was on Facebook sometimes. That's not doing all you can do.
Go ahead.
I think it's difficult because of distractions. I think it's difficult, more importantly, because you don't have a goal. I think it's difficult because you don't have a worthy ideal to strive for. And when you're clear about your goal, your worthy ideal, what you want for yourself, when you're clear about that, it makes action easy. It makes getting up easier because you have a purpose now.
Right.
You know your why.
Right.
You know your why, And so I think that's why it's hard to do all you can do in the moment and do your best, because sometimes you have distractions. Sometimes you don't have your strong why. Sometimes you don't have your worthy ideal, your goal, like well-defined. You know what I mean? And sometimes internally, you don't believe in yourself. You may believe in the dream, but do you believe in you?
Right.
You believe in you, but do you believe it's possible?
Right.
That's one and the same.
Right.
You got to believe in you and in the dream.
Right. 2 questions before we get off into the music you're listening to right now.
Okay.
The first question is it impossible to do it without that manager, agent? Is it nearly impossible to do it without it? Because I'm from Houston, as you know, and right now I'm using Actors Access, right?
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I don't think that I've exalted everything that I could do. I put my reel on there, pay the money for that.
Yeah.
And now I've gotten better headshots, right? And I'm going to put the new one on there, and then I'm going to take some more and put another one on there. Is it impossible to do it without, an agent, a manager?
It's not impossible at all. I can give you 3 ways you can do it without a manager and get on TV and get seen. Number 1, do it yourself.
Okay. Check.
You have.
Check.
And you know how when I was talking about believing in the dream and believing in yourself, when you believe in yourself and you believe in the dream, you start thinking outside the box. You start thinking, you start trying stuff. That's what you got to do. You start researching stuff. Because I'm going to give everybody, all the filmmakers out there, a gem. It is not as hard as you think to get on Netflix, to get on Amazon, especially Amazon Prime. I'm going to just say that one. It's not as hard as you think to get on Amazon Prime when you create your own work.
Right.
It's not as hard as you think. Some people need ready-made content. Like back in the day, I'm not sure now, but back in the day, BET Online, because they have BET Plus now, so I'm not sure how it changed, but I need to research that, obviously. But back in the day, they wanted ready-made content. So if you had a show that was shot, you can go to them. And I have people who have done it. It's not as hard as you think.
Right.
So that's number 1. Do it yourself. And when you do it yourself, do what you can and have a team behind you. Like we need to do community works. Number 2, what you can do is follow people and do the Actors Access stuff. Utilize the internet. and know the seasons. So back in the day, it's not so much now, but kind of still, they would have pilot season. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do it yourself and you know it's pilot season, then you can move to LA just during that time. You can save up all year, have you a hotel, have you an Airbnb, go to a hostel. They have hostels here, which are thug it out. And it's just hit pilot season. That's what you can do yourself without a manager. Hell, if you're in the South, go to New Orleans. They're always filming stuff in New Orleans, and you're what they call a local hire, meaning they don't have to fly you in. They love that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the second way. Know the industry, know where you at, know when they're filming something near you, so you can contact them and be a local hire. So you can make sure you're looking up that stuff on the Actors Access, on, casting directors post all the time. I need this actor for this, People drop out all the time. Make sure you're in contact, and you can do it off social media. You can do it off email. They just need to be familiar with you, and so they can trust you and trust that you show up. And the third way, do it yourself.
Okay. My second question, you mentioned the goal. What is your goal?
So
the reason why I said that is because, my man hits me and he's like, listen, you should try this app to when you put your videos out for your clips for your podcast, you should try this app and put the words on there so that people can see what you're saying, even if they don't want to hit the volume button so they can hear you, right? And so in my last video, right, I said if I don't start writing my goals down, right, and here's the thing, it's not that I've never written my goals down. I know the goal of this podcast. I've always known the goal of this podcast from the beginning, right? But when I say what is your goal, is that something that you have written down? Is it plastered on your phone? What is the goal?
Yes. I wish I could take this phone off this tripod right now and go show you in my bedroom. I have it all over my wall. I have every script that I've written. I have the title page of it on my wall. Everything that I want to produce first. I have notebooks full of goals. I heard Steve Harvey say that write down 300 things that you want. 300, that's a lot. It took me like 4 weeks to complete it. He said, write down 300 things and read it every night. And by the end of the year, you should have nearly all of that, those 300 things that you wrote down. And so it's been 2 years and I have over 100 things crossed off. It didn't happen in a year for me because I know my goals are like, whoo, high. It ain't just I want this Louis Vuitton bag. No, it's some high goals. But I have small goals on there too. Like I want to have all natural products from head to toe. That was one of the goals. Check. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have so many goals. But do you want to know the goal or I tell you the goal.
As an actress.
The goal, I have many goals. Yeah. So the goal as an actress is to write, produce, and act trifecta in my own project. On a major scale, we're talking about Hulu, Netflix, a movie out in theaters, major distribution. That is one of the biggest goals I have, to write, act, and produce myself. Yeah. Okay. And I know what I want. I know exactly what I want it to be as well. Okay. I have the pilot written. I know everything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. You do what you do for yourself to prove you can do it for others. Even though the year of perfect vision needed corrective lenses, your vision was never out of focus. You remained still. You remained determined. Kobe said, "The Mamba mentality is the attention to detail and the level of commitment. Run your race because you got time. Keep the momentum. Believe in your story, a creative story. Remember, never stay comfortable while trusting the process. Be innovative in your 720 hours. There will be stumbling blocks. You just keep pushing. Most importantly, what's next? Continue to drop."
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. What song's on your mind?
Pressure.
Oh, yo, I said that in the last episode. That's my song.
That's my song, yo. Nas did not disappoint.
He didn't.
He did not disappoint.
He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Man.
He didn't. I'm gonna go on
And
the
I
same
know
album.
it.
I'm gonna say Pressure, and I'm gonna say My
Okay,
Bible, go. And I'm also say Hurricane from Kanye's Donda album, Hurricane. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta listen to Kanye.
Yeah.
Because I don't have one from his album yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nas didn't disappoint. It sounds like two different albums to me. You know what I mean?
Which ones? 1 and 2 or?
Well, they are one and two. They are two different albums, but they just seem. It doesn't seem like a part two. It just seems like a whole new album.
Right. Right. That's a fact. I agree to that. I agree to that. I think that I think 2 is better to me. 2 is better, and it's I've listened to it more.
See, no, I don't think so. See, I thought that when 2 came out, and I listened to it also like so many times. Like I was on it when it came out. That's kind of like all I was listening to for days. And then I went back and listened to 1, and then I heard Ultra Black again, and I'm like, then it took me back. Then I was like convinced that 2 was better, but then when I went back and listened to 1, I was like, oh, I don't know. So I can't call it.
Let me as a Nas head, okay? Because we're both Nas heads, but you know,
Right.
my fandom might be a little more.
You're right. You done been the queen. You know what the 40s look like. You know what I mean? Me, I'm just trying to see what the nasty's about. You know what I'm saying? Not just like, I'm not.
You got. God. That was a bar though. Let me tell you why 2 is better. On number 1, there were so many features that I don't necessarily think were Nas-esque. I think those features were more Hit Boy, like, hey, you should try this. I think that with King's Disease, the first one, I think that Hit Boy was like, listen, these guys are hot, and even maybe Nas may have known that these guys were hot, right? And I want to try working with these guys. Let's just, Hit Boy has repertoire with these guys, so let me just, let me build off of his connections.
Let me trust him.
Let me trust him. Let me let him do it. Let me finally let a blazing producer take full control of my project. Right now, I'm gonna come in and still sprinkle the Nas, i.e., his verse in "Replace Me" with Big Sean. His verse when "All Bad" with what's his name? His name Anderson .Paak, right?
Right.
Then you get 2.
But that song with Big Sean was
really good.
Well, they were both sharing and very vulnerable.
Yeah,
it
very
was amazing. But
yes,
go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
But King's Disease 2, you get the old school Nas back. I'm talking about I Am Nas. I'm talking about when he says on here, my career wasn't full of many features. That's the Nas I'm talking about. Like the Nas is gonna come on here and he's gonna give you 36s and 3 verses and hook, verse, hook, and then bridge, and then hook. He's gonna pour his soul out, right?
Right.
Then he
because
goes
he
back.
has the talent to do so.
No doubt. And he goes back and he knocks on the door of an old friend. Hey, Lauren, I need you. I need you. Listen, if we have time, and Eminem and Charlie Wilson, right?
Yes.
And then YKTV, I think it's better than Spicy on King's Disease, right?
Right.
But But he said one thing in Nobody. He said one city, one country, one state. I took that bar and I put it in a poem of mine that I'm gonna recite in October at Jones Hall. Listen, Esco the greatest, man. But that hurricane record by Kanye, yeesh.
Hold on, wait. To your point about Nas, and then I'm gonna go listen to after this. I'm gonna go listen to Ye. To your point about Nas, I watched the interview of his, and he said that halfway through King's Disease 1, that he looked at Hit and they were like, we got to do another.
Right.
Because they were finding their groove and they found magic, but they were halfway through.
Right.
So I think that's why the follow-up feels the way it does, because they were in their groove. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had the gold, they had the juice, they had the sauce.
Right.
And they just had to put it out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they weren't figuring shit out because they already had it, you know?
Right. I like Nas in this form. I like him in this form. He's ready. Because, you know, Nas is a traditional every 2-year artist. He'll drop a project, 2 years later, he'll drop another one.
Right.
If you go back and look at his catalog, it's like that, right? So there is some consistency in there, but there isn't the consistency that Jay had from 96 to Blueprint every year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you're writing on that caliber, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no easy task to kind of get as deep as he do. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough.
And greatness doesn't necessarily mean always out in front of us.
Talk up.
Denzel talked about that.
Talk up, Asia. Talk up.
Denzel said shit. He want people to say, dang, I can't wait to see them. Versus I see them all the time.
Right.
I can't wait to hear what they gonna put out. Versus I hear them all the time. I'm gonna hear them every year. I'm gonna hear them every season.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like greatness doesn't necessarily mean that I hear you all the time. Like look at Sade. She put out what she wants to when she wants to. Mm-hmm. And she's gonna bring that excellence every time. She's gonna bring us her. Mm-hmm. She's never gonna disappoint because it's her.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right. Kanye.
Yes. I'm mad I didn't listen to it.
Listen.
So we can be able to talk about it.
Drake dropped 2. And, you know, I figured it out about Drake because you said you wanted to talk about it. I figured it out about Drake.
No, you said you wanted to talk about it. Okay. I texted you. I said, you see everybody posted Drake? And you was like, let's talk about it.
I figured it out with Drake, man. Drake is recently I've gotten a Jordan fetish. I spent the first 36 years of my life, I didn't have a pair of Jordans ever. In fact, I bought a pair of Jordans. I think I bought the 12s when I was young. I got them from Dillard's. I bought the 12s and my dad returned them. Right? So I never really had this connection to Jordans.
Why did he return them?
Well, my father was like, listen, you could always buy 2 pair of shoes instead of that 1 pair for that amount of money. Right? And I don't know if the 9s, I don't know. Let me not quote him like I'm this huge Jordan head, right? But he returned the Jordans, right? But Drake reminds me of a pair of Jordans. And I don't want to diminish him, right? But it's the same pair of Jordans that have come out before and dropped in various colors. But when they drop, you got to have them. You know what I'm saying? When they drop the sneaker app, the GOAT app, they say that you're in queue, and then they come back and they tell you, oh, you know what? Nah, you didn't get them this time. And you're thinking, damn, how can I get those Jordans? Because they're Jordans. You know, I listened to Drake's project and automatically, okay, I thought initially Scorpion was better. That's just my take. I thought Scorpion was better, right? But he has records on there. He has records on there. He has a TSU record on there, and people were going crazy in Houston.
He always shout out Houston, and I love that. He even got a beat. What's it called? It's Notes. The name of the song is Notes.
It's a Bum B and Pimp C beat. That
yes.
What was it that I can't think of it, man. I hear it, but I can't think of it. Hold on, right quick. Let me mute my phone. It'll come to me in a second. I need to have this record. Hold on. But you know I can't play that just yet because my podcast ain't where it needs to be. Hold on, give me 1 second to find this record. Hold on.
We're holding.
Hold on, let me read this. It's Oh, it's the record featuring Zero. Zero's on the record. Doom 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 doom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smoke some.
Yeah.
So I love when people I love it.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, so I think that was a pretty intelligent, accurate depiction of the album and Drake right now. I think my assessment of Drake is he is for the now culture, the now generation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's something that's in season, always. Whenever he drops, he's gonna be in season. He's gonna be the trend. You know what I mean? I think Kanye is futuristic. When you listen to him, you may not even get what he's doing or saying 2 years later, because he's just before his time all the time. You know what I mean? And I think Nas is pure hip hop. Nas is pure music. He's beyond a rapper. He's a musician. So he is always going to be forever timeless. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think you need all three. You need even more. You need whatever. But that's just my assessment.
Right. Listen, man. You're the GOAT. Okay.
You to go too. You know, take one and no one.
I recall Labor Day weekend in 2019. I came out to LA the first time, and we had spent.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, big time.
Because it's Labor weekend again.
Yep. And so that's why I was determined to make this episode happen. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I was determined to make it happen because of that very fact. Nothing's coincidence. Yeah. Pardon me, but
nothing.
Actor in LA. And listen, I looked at your link tree and I was like, damn, you stay busy. Not on top of that, you stay active on Clubhouse. And I tried to get with it, but I was like, listen, I listen to too much talk, podcasts, to sit on here. That's taking up my podcast time to be on Clubhouse like that. I know. Right? So,
but I haven't been on Clubhouse that much. I haven't been on Clubhouse all summer. That's kind of crazy. Because I was on it.
When you are on there and you're active and you're talking, I go right into the room that you're in.
Oh, right. That's what you mean.
Right.
So I'm not on it every day or all the time like I used to be. Right. But when I get on it, I'm speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I see that you start your new production company. And I just want to, a round of applause for that on my end. You turn it up a little bit. Because I remember that feeling of starting your production company, right? And it's like none other. You can do everything in the world for somebody else but your own baby. Watch how you nurture it. Watch how you foster it. Watch how you prioritize it, right? And so, and I remember it's something you talked about in episode 28, LA Inspired Creativity. Next. Yeah.
When you asked me what's next, that was my what's next.
Right. So 2 years later, right? And I don't even know if it was 2 years, but maybe it was the right time to drop. Right?
Yeah, it was.
It was 2 years.
And think about it, 2020 happened.
Right.
But it's okay. You know what I mean? I'm a eternal being. Time is relative.
Right.
So, it happened when it needed to happen.
So you dropped this year. You had your formation created this year of your company.
Correct.
Say the first name again. I want to say Germaine. Germaine. Talk to me about Germaine Productions.
So the name is a Latin term. I'll start there.
Okay.
It sounds like Gemini for a reason, or it looks like Gemini for a reason, because it means twin. It's the Latin word for twin.
Right.
So I searched all different languages and for the word twin. And I that's the one I chose. That's the one I love. I like the G. I don't know. That's just what spoke to me.
Right.
And I was looking for the word twin because I'm a twin. And you know this.
Yeah,
we've talked about this on the pod. Right. And I wanted to pay homage to my unborn twin. I'm a twinless twin. And I wanted my production company we talked about the why earlier.
Right.
I wanted to always remind me that I'm not alone. I wanted it to always remind me that I'm living for a reason, because I could have died along with my twin.
Right. Facts.
So,
Facts.
right.
Facts.
So that's why it's Germaine Productions.
Right.
That's why I chose the name.
So inside Germaine Productions, because and here's the thing, I told you that I finished the real estate program, right?
Yeah, you did. I'm so proud of you.
That I activated. Thank you so much. That I activated my license and everything, and that is really actually how I'm trying to get to the silver screen, get that financial backing, change my life to quarters, and then be able to kind of chase during the daytime, simultaneously and stuff like that.
Perfect plan.
But you do so many things, and I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying I do so many things. I got the T-shirts. I do production for other people. I produce this podcast. I do videos. You know what I'm saying? And so GEMINAE Productions houses what?
So we're a film and television production company.
There it is.
Without borders. So we also do gaming. We also do internet and digital. We're also wanting to step into the NFT space. So we're a production company that produces stories, right? In many forms.
I like that.
Not only do we produce stories in many forms, we have a community promise, and our community promise is every project we produce. So if we produce a short film, if we produce a movie, if we can produce a TV show, with every project, a game, come out with a new virtual reality game. With every project we produce, we promise to help another filmmaker or gamer or actor or something produce their own work and their own content.
Right.
So I've already had struggles, and we can talk about that. So there was a movie, my first movie, that I was going to produce under my banner, which fell through. So now we're going to go ahead and produce a short film that I wrote. We're going to produce one of my projects, because that project that fell through, it wasn't something I wrote. It was something I was going to help produce for someone else, a project that I totally believed in. And it just fell through. So the next project I produce is going to be the short film titled The Last Hero. So once that's completed, I am going to then maybe there's a young filmmaker out there that needs to get into film school, or that needs to get their film put in a festival. We will go ahead and help them. Maybe they need us to pay for catering for one day or the whole shoot. We will go ahead and do that. So with every project we do, we will fund in some aspect a young filmmaker's dream to come true in some way.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Nothing happens for a reason, but why now? Why do you think it happened now?
I think because I've been after I hit 5 years in LA, I started hitting a breaking point, because I thought I would make it in five years. Right. There's a Chinese bamboo tree that I believed was me, as far as a metaphor. So the Chinese bamboo tree, you have to water it for 5 years. It doesn't grow. It doesn't grow out of the ground, but you keep watering it. If at some point you don't water it, it will never grow. But for 5 years, you water it. And then after 5 years, it grows astronomically, 90 feet tall, right? However many feet tall. And I've always came to LA not expecting, even though I got a national blackpeoplemeet.com commercial, my first 2 months I was here.
Yeah.
I got that right off the bat. But I knew it was going to take time and watering. You know what I mean? I knew it would take that. So I was like, in 5 years, I feel like I'm going to make it. I feel like I'm going to be that Chinese bamboo tree where I'm going to water my career. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to take the classes. I'm going to do the auditioning. I'm going to stick with it. And then when it didn't happen in 5 years, I was like, well, God, I'm like, Allah, did I put this on myself that it was going to happen in 5 years? Was that not your plan? Was that my plan? Did we not discuss this? Like, what's happening? But I was very upset and depressed about that, and feeling like, well, when is it going to happen? Well, when do I get the fruit of my labor? You know what I mean? But I kept going. But I was bruised deeply because I had faith in something and felt like God was supposed to be with me, and God didn't show up.
Right.
You know, I was very dramatic about it because I didn't get what I wanted when I wanted the 5 years, right? And I felt like that didn't mean I needed to be, I don't know, the number one on the call sheet yet. It just meant I needed to see some sort of breakthrough. You know what I mean? In a significant way, more than I had, even though I had amazing opportunities. Don't get me wrong. I had 2 pilots that I did, 2, which was amazing. They didn't get picked up, but that's amazing because I got to lead. What?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, still grateful. And then, so I'm taking you through that to say, like, so I knew I couldn't give up. I knew I couldn't solely rely on the industry giving me an opportunity, right? So I was like, all right, there's always been the Wayans brothers. There's Issa Rae.
Right.
There was always been Oscar, I pronounce his name, Mashi or Maddox, or I forget his name, in 1919, who started his own film company. There's always been them. I can look to them who came before me and succeeded at doing their own stuff. Why can I not be both? Why not me? So it was as simple as that. I was just like, why not me? It's time to own my own stuff. I see all these things about these musical artists owning their masters and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like,
right.
Yeah, it's time to own your own stuff. It's the season of it. That's what's in the air. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't want this season to pass me by because it's revolutionary and it's history making. You know what I mean?
Right.
So started my own company.
Round of applause for that. Listen, I'm so bad with enunciating things. Say it again, Germaine. And I'm probably going to have you repeat that a few more times. Give me 1 second.
That's fine. But it's so crazy. It's like I have a name that's hard to pronounce, Asia. When you hear it, Ajia. I mean, when you see it, it's like, is that Ajia? Is that Ajia? Is that Nash Germaine? I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
Pardon me, Asia. Oh, man. Man. So, what do you have a plan for today, man? What's going on in LA right now?
LA is on fire because it's Labor Day weekend. There's this place called, there's so many places. But I'm staying in today and I'm resting because that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do for my body. I've been out and about. I've been posting like crazy. My out and aboutness. So yeah, I'm a chill today. Tomorrow I may do a day party and get out there and have fun. But today I'm a chill. I'm a rejuvenate. I'm probably gonna watch Candyman if I want to. Go to the theaters later on and watch Candyman because I definitely want to watch that. Right. Catch up on that. But yeah, I ain't gonna do too much. Nothing today.
117 days. September the 5th, 2021. 2021, September the 5th. Labor Day weekend. We have 117 days. What do you hope to attain in the remainder of the year?
Well, that's more than that's half the year, really.
Past it,
August is half the year.
Yeah,
a little half. August, September.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
July is half the year. July like 3rd is half the year. And trust me, I'm a math guy.
How?
I'm a math guy.
I know. So I shouldn't try to challenge you. But why I thought August was always half the year because
you got to remember.
No, you're right.
You got to remember.
No, you're right.
July and August.
No,
got
let me
31
tell you why
days.
I thought this. Hold on. Let me tell you why I think this. Because my birthday's in February, so I think the year start when February starts.
Here you go. February. I thought it was in January. You said Pisces,
I'm a
right?
February Pisces. I'm a February Pisces.
Okay, I'm a September Virgo. Okay, all right, got you.
Yes,
Okay,
we're the best.
February.
But no. February, I start the Pisces off because then there's also March Pisces. Aquarius is January.
February. Okay. Let me not act like we're not friends and homies and family.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Because I know you damn near knocking on 50 door. You know what I'm saying? I know you. But anyway,
okay, 117 days.
What I'm gonna do? Because I still think that my point was I still think it's a lot of time, even though it's winding down.
Yeah.
I hope to. What do I want to do, or what do I hope to do, or that's the question?
What do you hope to do? What do you hope to be?
What do I hope to do?
Mm-hmm.
I hope to meet Nas and see what this nasty's about. I hope to. I know, stop playing. No, I hope to produce The Last Hero.
Okay.
Have that out, edited, and ready to go to hit the festivals for the next year.
Right.
I hope to keep booking.
Right.
Keep the momentum of this. Booking the ESPN commercial. So I hope to keep booking, and I hope to get better at my craft in a new way.
Right.
Because I haven't been in acting class in a while, and when I was on set, it was so damn easy, and I like that because I'm well prepared. And I remember when acting wasn't easy for me. I remember when I was too hard on myself about it, and I just wasn't at ease, and it just didn't flow. I'm at a point where it just flows through me, but I want a challenge.
Right.
So that's what I hope to accomplish, a challenge, whether that's in a project, like in a film or TV, or whether that's in acting class, or whether that's just, I put myself into something. That's what I hope to do.
Right.
So have a new challenge in acting, produce The Last Hero, and we all know what the other one is. Nasty.
Listen, I remember hollering at you earlier and saying, "Hey, why don't you let me produce stories and poems?" Back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And when
I love that podcast.
Right, and as do I, Cynthia.
Yeah,
Cynthia.
I know you do. I know you do.
When it came to an end, I won't say it came to an end, but I understand that sometimes letting things go open up doors for other things.
To make room.
Right.
That's that thing. Back to what you was talking about, making room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, because I had to, volleyball, I let go of volleyball because it was just time to let it go, right?
Yes.
And, that poetry thing, I think about, I spoke a lot about foundation in episode 122, and one of my foundations was poetry, but I remember I got a phone call from my homegirl back in I think it was maybe in June, sometime this summer. And I thought it was an opportunity. It echoes what you were talking about having that resource, somebody to kind of guide you and say, hey, this is being recorded here. Maybe you should check it out. So my homegirl hits me. Yeah. She's just like, hey, there's somebody that requested you for a project. Automatically, my energy kind of shifted. I was ready. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's time. It's time. Finally, I'm getting back in that saddle. I'm getting ready to, do some damage, right? Yeah. We get on the first conference call, and the guy's like, okay, well, here it is. Everybody's going to write their own poems. I look at the phone like, poems? I thought we were acting, right? I thought we were. I thought
you was ready. You was like.
I thought we were acting, and I thought I was going to become a character, right? It's going to be on a big stage. It's going to be at Jones Hall in October. And I thought this is my chance to finally get back into the whole, the gist of things, right? So when he says poems, I'm just like, oh my God, it's been so long. I haven't written. Remember when we were in LA, I recited that poem to you back in the day, right? Yeah. Well, I haven't ever, with dealing with my son passing and everything like that, writing. Yeah. Everything became about writing about, an old day, a letter to my boy that passed, right? So I was like, man, I can't write no more, because my writing has always been predicated on relationships, whether they be intimate, sexual, whatever type of relationships, man and woman relationships, whatever. So I had never really been able to kind of like evolve from that, because that's just who I am as a poet, right? Right. I'm tasked with writing about All Lives Matter. So, I
mean, I could do it because I could do Rise King.
Right. And
but
I finished it. I finished it though.
That is amazing, because it's things that push you.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about you finishing it.
Well, I found out how important it is, and the reason why I'm saying that is Kanye did this thing on his album where he just has the song names, and so did J. Cole. He just has the song names. He doesn't have any of the features, so you got to kind of go, you got to kind of go to Wikipedia and look up the track listing to see the features, right?
Or you got to just press play and just listen and take it in.
Right. But for me, I got to know who he got on it. Because, Kanye, like DJ Khaled, ain't messing with just anybody. If he's on his album, it's because Kanye brought you out to Wisconsin or Montana, wherever he was,
right,
to record. So you're pretty much a big deal. Plus, I heard the Locks were going out there. I heard Griselda was going out there. I knew that he and Jay were going to get back together. Well, I heard that through the grapevine. Only people that weren't on the album, Kendrick Lamar, of course, J. Cole, Nas didn't make the album, wasn't even on the album. So I kind of was just like, Right. But, he had all the other guys.
Right.
I
like the surprise, though. I like when I'm just hit the shuffle or just hit the play all the way through. And I hear, I'm like, who's that? Who's that? I like the surprise of it.
Right.
Yeah.
How I mean to wrap it is, we had rehearsals the other day, and my homegirl, right, the very first movie I was in, it was her production, right? So she's like, hang on the phone. My Virgo sister, Ashley Neal DeRaz Thomas, was on the phone, and so they helped me kind of construct it. She's like, I'm thinking, I'm still, the problem with the poem was that I just kept starting over and over and over. Didn't know where to start, didn't know how to keep it going. And finally, I got a direction, and I wrapped the poem today, right? So I'm going to recite the poem on the podcast when I get it memorized and when I can put emotion behind it. And I hope that this catapults my career in October. I just hope it, that's the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope it just puts me in a different ball game, because at first I was excited. Then I was just like, nah, this ain't my lane. But then I was like, okay, this is an opportunity. So I'm just kind of ready to see how it all spins out. You know what I mean? And so,
I need to hear this.
It's called All Lives Matter.
I want to hear it.
I was thinking about doing like a video for it and like premiering it on the podcast in October. But I was thinking, man, I need so many hands. I need big cameras, red, whatever they're called. Right.
Or just do it. Because I did a visual for Rise Kings, and I feel like and shout out to my friend Marcus, who helped me with it, but I feel like it wasn't where I wanted to be as far as production wise, but I still did it.
Right.
And I'll do another one. When I want to pick that up again and want to make that bigger and make the production of it bigger, I will.
Right.
But it just has to be out there. You know what I mean?
Right. No doubt. And I'm thinking about putting that together and anticipating the day for when I recite that poem.
I can't wait. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I want to see what you did. I want to see what you got, because I think that's a nice little challenge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you write from your heart. You write about what you know and what you need to express, but then to be tasked with something that's kind of like not your forte. You know what I mean? I think it's good and you executed, I'm sure. So I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready too, man. Oh, man, Asia. I'm thinking about the next time I'm coming to LA.
What's next for you?
Oh man, fourth quarter's coming. You know what I'm saying? These headshots. Trying to get a household, seeing what that looks like, seeing how to budget that kind of income at one time, and seeing what I can do to kind of provide for the family and also push my career further is what's next for me. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next for you?
I already answered that. So the last hero will be produced. I'm going to challenge myself in the new way in acting. And that's it.
Well,
I'm not going to keep playing. I'm not going to keep playing around with what I was saying. Because I definitely want to see how nasty. No, just playing.
Listen, that's the podcast.
You know what else is next for me too, as far as just a goal, because we have these big goals, but I also have a small minor goal is I want to be able to start speaking sentences in Arabic. So I'm learning Arabic. I'm learning Spanish too, but I'm learning Arabic so I can start speaking it to my father. He's NOI, and I'm just becoming closer to him and his religion. And I did Ramadan for the first time this year, and it was, when I tell you, amazing. amazing spiritual depths that I achieved through Ramadan this year. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's dope.
So assalamu alaikum.
Salaikum salam. I know a little Arabic. That's it. Assalamu alaikum and salaikum salam. That's all I know.
That's all you need to know, brother.
And the 5 pillars, though. I know that. The 5 pillars.
Hey, okay. Okay. Well, Asaid, it's been a pleasure.
No doubt. Houston, Texas, Cali, Los Angeles, California. It's my girl, my homie, Ajia Munns with a J.
Yo,
Ajia with a J.
With the J.
I'm John Ross Dike II. I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others. This is episode 123. 123.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey!
Sachi on my body. Biggie, chicken, puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby. Ain't no wildin' in my wallies. Them valleys, no Pilates. No way that you know that. Nasties behind me. My crystal balls and crystal all the cat. I saw a sign like Ace of Spades. That Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guy. The Willie niggas. Bottles, and then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude. I see you. 5 bottles, 1 gig. Why I need 2 drugs? I know I'm out of line. The love is sour. You know it knows it rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Yo, break a private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on pass is arty. This the upper crust. Fuck is up. Over and done.